Hi fellow classmates. So for my video today, I'll talk about a day that I actually had at work. It didn't go quite as I expected. So when I went into work on this normal Tuesday, I knew I had several meetings with employees that day. What I didn't know was how my actions were going to help an employee that day. So just to give a little background, I work in the human resources department at the company that I work for. One of my main duties is to facilitate and interpret and explain all of our company policies to our employees. So I had received a request for a meeting from one of my managers that I support on behalf of their employee, and that they were requesting to meet with me about some questions they had. Which is fun. Definitely willing to, of course, I accepted the meeting. I did also reach out to the manager to try to get a little bit more explanation as to what was going on with the employee, so I prepared myself for the meeting. They weren't able to really give me any information other than they said that it was a personal issue that they wanted to discuss with someone in human resources, which again, is part of my job. Happy to help. When I arrived at the meeting later that day, I actually logged in on time, but I heard the employee talking. It sounds like she's talking to someone else, maybe a family member. When she noticed that I was there, we exchanged our pleasantries, and asked her how I could help. And they did explain to me that they were requesting a leave of absence to care for their parents that unfortunately were at the end of their life. So you can understand that's a really hard situation, and not one that I'm lucky enough to have both of my parents still, but I'm sure we all have to deal with that at some point. But luckily I haven't yet. But she wanted to know how to take those steps to be able to support her parent. And of course, during her explanation of what she needed from me, she became emotional, as I'm sure we all would in that type of situation. So I was able to just explain my empathy to her and just try to be there for her as we had this difficult conversation. And once we got through the policy part of it, and I explained to her how to go about taking time off from work that she needed, and explained that policy and the procedure and how to set that up. She then also explained to me that later, actually that day, she was having a meeting with her family about the parent situation, and I was able to actually let her leave early and excuse the absence, which is definitely one of the perks of my job, is being able to help employees like that in these kind of emotional situations. And at that time, even by offering that, the employee began to break down again, just of my simple act of kindness. And it ended up being maybe an hour of time that I excused for her. But that 1 hour meant the world to them. Just showing compassion and being there treating them like a human being made the difference. And that's exactly how I try to represent myself when it comes to how our company handles our employees, is that we don't treat them as just another number, another employee. They are human beings, and they have lives outside of work, and to treat them as such. So this is just one of the many examples that I have in my job that I enjoy so much. It's what keeps me coming back every day. It's what I'm really passionate about, and being able to be the person that our employees can come to when they're having a crisis in their personal life, and being able to give a shoulder to cry on, even if that's all that they need, or being able to explain the options that they have available to them to take care of their business. That's what keeps me coming back every day. But thanks for watching.